This is our engagement story. It's a story that I've told a good amount of times now, but I want to mark it down for the record because it was literally the perfect day and I want to remember it forever. So my now fiance, Michael, planned it in advance with my parents. Later I'd find out that they were the only two who knew, even though so many people were going to be there that weekend. So Michael decided to propose on August 24th, a Friday. My grandpa was in town, so he specifically waited for that day knowing my grandpa would be there. My parents had planned a weekend in La Jolla. We all live in Los Angeles now, but they had planned to take my grandpa for a weekend in La Jolla, San Diego, and that's where I was born. So Michael thought, San Diego is where she was born, her grandpa's gonna be there, this will be a special time. I was pretty surprised, I'll stand by that, but there were a few little hints I had. So we'll start with the week before. I said to Michael, what do you want to do in San Diego? Thinking he'd say something like, oh, go see this or go do that, whatever your family wants to do. And he said, oh, you know, nothing, whatever. Oh, except on Friday, I want to go for a hike at noon. And it was very, very specific. You know, that set off a little thought in my head and I thought maybe. And then my mom that week was acting a little strange. I had just started teaching after work, so I was working 2 jobs, I was very busy, but she kept insisting on getting our nails done. And we haven't gotten a mani-pedi in maybe months. So she kept saying, oh, well, maybe this night. And, you know, I kind of kept saying I'm a little busy, but she was very insistent, so we got our nails done. And then driving up to San Diego, everything was fine. But I noticed once Michael got there and my parents were there and everyone was there, you know, there were some little whisperings going on. I kept thinking, what's gonna happen on that walk at noon on Friday? So we went to breakfast that morning, we had brunch, and then after brunch, we had planned to go back to our place to change and go on the hike. But my mom kept trying to say, maybe we'll go here first, and Michael was getting all flustered. So we get back to the house, we change, and then just me and him go on this hike, and it was the perfect day. The weather was beautiful, it was really sunny, and we take a pretty long hike, maybe about 30 to 40 minutes along the coast. We see the seals. He insisted on walking down the mountain to go see the seals, so then I thought maybe it's not gonna happen, because who would carry a ring all the way down to the ocean to see seals? And then we came back up and we kept walking, and towards the end of the hike I was like, maybe it wasn't gonna happen, that's okay. And then he did surprise me at this point because I wasn't expecting it then, because in my mind I was like, I was probably just wrong. And we stopped to overlook the water, and in that moment, he pulled me around and he said, I love you so much, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. And he said something else, but it was just perfect. I'll keep that between us. And then he got on his knee and he proposed, and I said yes, and then I started sobbing, uncontrollably sobbing. And I tell him now, I'm like, although I wasn't 100% like shocked out of my mind, that was enough of a shock for me, just like the emotions that I felt. So I was happy to kind of have a heads up, because who knows what would have happened. If I was sobbing and I kind of had an idea, who knows what would have happened, but I was sobbing uncontrollably. He was so happy, we hugged, we kissed, he gave me the ring. People walking by started to congratulate us, and that was really nice. It was people I didn't even know I'll never see again in my life, but it was just so nice to have that feeling of everyone feeling happy for you. And we started walking back to the house. I kept saying, I have to stop crying. And I wiped my face and I stopped crying. I was like, okay, we're good to go inside. Then as soon as we walked inside, I hugged my dad. He says, congratulations, I'm sobbing again. And I have kind of tunnel vision because of all the tears. And then my mom hugs me, my brother, my grandpa, and then I turn. His mom and sister were there, and they had flown in and driven up to be there, and I, again, like just freaking out, screaming, sobbing. And it was perfect. It was so nice. It was the best it could have ever gone, better than I've ever hoped or could have dreamed of, and it was the perfect day. And that is our engagement story.